And hello, everybody. Welcome once again to Gaffing the Truth. My name is Jeff with the G, and as always, I'm with my fun and friendly compatriot right over here, Scabs the Clown. How you doing, Scabs?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. I'm tired, but that's just how it goes. How it goes. Yeah, but I've basically worked the last four off. Actually, it's my fifth day working. And it's been like crazy. It's like people are on spring break, and so they're all coming into the shop and renting like a
I've,
bunch of things, and so it's
I've never
crazy.
thought like, man, it's spring break and I'm gonna go party. Better get a costume.
That's the thing to do here, because people are having parties, and so they're dressing up in costume for the parties. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I outfitted like somebody's birthday party. Lady came in. She goes, "Yeah, my client wants to have a birthday party, and he wants to costume all of his guests, which are 15 men and 5 women." I go, "Cool. Where are the sizes?" "I don't know the sizes." Okay, so 2 grand later, she walked out with a bunch of costumes, and that's just rental 2 grand.
Oof, man. Yeah, no. If I was gonna do something like that, it'd be like everybody get your own damn costume. Y'all are expensive. Or if
Well,
I had that money to throw around, everyone would get sumo costumes, like the big inflatable ones. Yeah, that'd be it.
yeah, no, that's dude had money. Apparently, this dude has money and wanted to celebrate it. The original theme was Cowboys and Indians, and I mean Indians, I mean like Eastern Indians, like India Indians. So Cowboys and Eastern Indians, and then it kind of went. Yeah, no, that's amusing. Apparently, this guy's the guy is Indian, so that's probably why it seemed funny to him. It's not trying to be racist. This dude, this Indian, wanted to do this. Um, and so that's how he dressed, like a like a king meets Maharaja style. But everyone else was all right, Cowboys, and then they go, all right. But the organizer, she goes, um, let's just get a little weirder with this, like still kind of like stuff. It's a poker game sort of stuff. And so then we check it. All right, cool. So then there was like a Roman centurion and all this other just became this weird hodgepodge of stuff she wanted to put people in. So I go, I mean, you're the client, or rather, you're the person.
So,
You're my client, so buy what it is.
like, just a bunch of history nerds. Like,
Kind of how it ended up becoming, but it's one that apparently went well. They brought back a lot of the stuff today, but there's a couple of stuff they missed for one reason or another because 20 costumes, stuff's gonna get misplaced. So between that
dang.
and then like the weird Marines who wanted to dress up like ballerinas and hand out tiaras down the bar row here in Sixth Street while wearing those white blank like Jabberwocky face masks. I put those people together the other day too. So yeah, that's been my week is dealing with that sort of stuff.
I don't know, it was a pretty wild weekend actually. I started Thursday. I got off work. Um, I went and got my first dose of the vaccine,
Cool. Which
and
one?
then made my way. What's up?
Which one did you get? Which vaccine? Which upgrade are you getting?
Pfizer.
That's what I got too.
Pfizer.
So
So
yeah,
I'm getting all the erections.
yeah. There you go. Well, apparently, like no joke,
Mm-hmm.
I got my first one, and weirdly enough, my phone started working better. I don't know what it was. So
We'll
I got
see how
that
mine
five
acts
G.
tonight.
I got that 5G.
Yeah, did that, and then made my way to Scout Bar for Hell's a Poppin'. Great show, a lot of fun. Got to see some old friends and see some new acts. It was really cool. Then Friday afternoon rather, took off and went to Canyon Lake with some friends and got an Airbnb and drank and had a lot of fun. Hot tubs, card games, then rented a boat and went out on the lake. And I did most of the driving because you know how Jer is. Cart me, peasant.
Yes. Yeah, I saw pictures and I thought it was funny. Like everybody's like in their bathing suits and stuff like that, and he's just got his jeans and shirt on, just kind of sitting back, just kind of going.
Yep. I mean, I had a blast, but I mean, like he did some driving.
No, it's
He
fair.
and I did most of the driving, but yeah, it was a blast. Now you can call me Captain Scabs.
All right, that's cool. I'll contact the captains and let them know because we know many captains within the sideshow community.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have a captain fight, but then he's gonna kick my ass. So.
Oh yeah, the main captain definitely will. Of all
Mm-hmm.
the captains, I fear the captain the most. It's just so the captain who has no last name. It's just the captain. Versus the other captains, which are Captain, Captain Burton and Captain so and so and Captain Dada. I can't remember all of the captains.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the captain is the one I fear the most.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'll
Yeah,
totally kick my ass. I can
yeah,
take some of the others, but him, no.
yeah. Anybody who can throw like 6 swords in their mouth, yeah, that's you don't want to tussle with that
None of that.
guy. So today we want to talk about something that we like of the weird shit that we like talking about stuff, and like one of the things that's like, kind of fallen out of favor, but it's still in the celebrity zeitgeist, as it were, because I still occasionally see shit pop up. Is we want to talk about the flat Earth theory and this weird fucking phenomenon where modern people are still trying to say that the Earth is flat. I don't
And
understand.
it's weird how many people like believe it. It's and people you would expect to like be, I don't know, at least cognitive enough to not believe that something that stemmed from a word in the Bible, or God, there's a couple other places it came from, but mostly the Bible is where a lot of people
Well,
cite their source from.
Well, I mean, like the idea of a flat Earth goes all the way back to the Bronze and Iron Age of civilization because we just didn't know any better.
Yeah, but
Because
nobody's
our,
quoting that right now.
but that's like comes down to the fact is like that's what it is. Like that's where it all started from. Because I mean, like
Well, it
nobody
started
traveled more than
there
20
because we had
miles.
no other way to know.
Yeah,
we,
nobody traveled more than 20 miles in any
mm-hmm.
direction from where they lived. So anything beyond that is foreign. So obviously there must be an edge. That's how it works. I mean,
Yeah,
the big
now it's
stuff that
easy to go all over the place. Back then, they had to do it like with like wagons or hell, even foot.
yeah, I mean, like some of the stuff is the idea is like the only civilization that had anything that was kind of quote unquote modernish, like 17th century modernish, would be China. It was clamoring, parts of China still thought the world was flat, but most of the world had already gone past that, including the U.S., which includes anybody that had to do with things, like the Greeks and Pythagoras and all that shit, because the Greeks are ones that said, yeah, maybe not flat, maybe it's round, and so you know Socrates, Socrates or Socrates or Socrates, according to the great philosophers Bill and Ted,
Mm-hmm.
because that's that's who I stem most of my history based on. It was that. But yeah, that's like weird, like the stuff that's like ancient, like even older than most people use the Bible as their reference point. Which, by the way, the Bible doesn't say the Earth is flat either. But whatever. Because everybody they say they try to quote the Bible, and I'm going like they quote like they can never be consistent on what the passages, or they misquote the like. All right, Christians, right here, come here. I have nothing against you believing what you believe, but if you're gonna quote your shit, use the right quote. Misquoting is what fucks you up more than anything. And that includes
Mm-hmm.
anybody beyond that too. So if you're, regardless of your religion, I mean, we've had people from other religions pop up on this show to try to convert us. And if you can't quote your shit correctly, I'm gonna call you on
Yeah,
it. So, because that's how it works.
yeah. There's been a couple of times. I think it was the same dude twice in one case, but we both went, actually, you said it wrong. You're just kind of like picking stuff and like throwing it together. No, you're doing it wrong. But yeah, like, I mean, the Egyptians thought the Earth was a flat disc that sat on the back of a turtle. There's other religions that believe the Earth is like like a frisbee that like just flies straight up. Like
Yeah.
it's constantly going up and never in any other direction. There's some that believe it's stationary, and there's some who believe the Earth is flat, but we've been able to prove that every other planet is round. So, I don't know, man. It's hard to like. I don't even know if these people completely believe it, if they just want to be on the fringe, or if they're trying to impress other people. or they just found this group of people that they can be like, yeah, the Earth is flat, and now they have friends.
It's. I mean, some of it is like I think it is the idea of tribalism, which we've discussed before in the show with different things, is the idea because
Mm-hmm.
as we come as we become a larger, more connected society with things like the internet, um, we're no longer beholden to what's around us when it comes to thoughts and ideas. And sometimes you get a weird thought and you just talk to a guy, and sometimes stuff starts innocently. Go, yeah, I love that. I'm like, yeah, yeah. I'm just having a normal conversation. Yeah, yeah. I really like Green Day. Yeah, Green Day is really, really cool. Hey, I really like this. Yeah, I really like that. The Earth might be flat. And okay, well, you like all the stuff, same stuff I like so far. Well, maybe you might have something going on. And then some drugged out YouTuber posts some weird video that may or may not be accurate or real, or 90% of the time not real, and then just kind of just falls down that idea of like that cult personality of stuff, and then suddenly you have
Mm-hmm.
Evidence Gate and whatnot. But
I mean, I looked up a lot of different stuff on this. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I just kind of know because the flat Earth theory is like mind-boggling to me. It's an interesting concept, and I'll get into some of the other concepts a little later. But like, I kind of want to go through some of the stuff that disproves it.
oh yeah, because guess what? The Earth isn't flat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, going off your shirt, y'all need science.
That's why I wore it today, because I
I
knew we
know,
were
right?
talking about this.
Yeah. Okay. Take a look at the shape of the Earth's shadow during lunar eclipse, particularly during a partial phase. Do you notice how the Earth's shadow always appears to be a piece of a near perfect circle? Question mark. If the Earth were a disk, or if the Earth were a flat disk, that means there's only one possible orientation that the Sun, Earth, Moon alignment can take place and to create a circular rather than elliptical shadow. With the Earth's disk perpendicular to the sun moon phase, this means the sun would need to be at the midnight position relative to the night side of Earth. And yet, lunar eclipses occur at all different times depending on where you are on Earth. The flat Earth can't explain that.
True.
Like, I've read some of their like and seen some diagrams of what they believe happens. Like, apparently, like the sun and the moon are like only like a couple hundred miles above us or something ridiculous, and they spin, and they're like, oh, sometimes they change, and that they go, the moon goes under the sun, and it creates that. And it's like, okay, but so you're saying the sun and the moon are round, but the Earth is flat? Like,
It's still round this way, just not this
mm,
way.
yeah.
No, yeah, no. The whole modern movement of the Flat Earth Society started out with this guy. What was his name? His name was Samuel Shenton, who created the International Flat Earth Research Society back in 1956, like right before Sputnik. And just to basically, he wanted, because he believed the Earth was flat, and he wanted to get ahead of the space race, so that way NASA and all the all the cosmonauts and all that shit weren't trying to corrupt our youth, America, or actually this one was England, because the guy's from England. Um, so yeah, and once Sputnik actually went around the Earth, they went away, but they came back again. Like the shit never went away. It's like herpes. It's like sticks around. And then
Hmm.
it started back up again with this guy named Charles K. Johnson, who was from California back in '72, and then and so built up a membership of like over about 3,000 members who all believe that the Earth is flat. Just then, who knows how maybe? I mean, I know like people like Tila Tequila, and like there was some basketball star said
Yeah, yeah, I forgot what the basketball player was, but Tila Tequila also believes that she's like an angel that was sent here to Earth to change life or something. I don't know. Fuck.
drugs, man, drugs.
No, it was the lack of drugs, and then going like It was
Oh, bad
lack of
drugs.
drugs, going famous, doing drugs, and then stopping doing drugs and thinking you're better than everybody else. That's
Yeah,
all it is.
yeah,
She just thinks she's better than everybody else.
yeah. 2 seasons of 2 seasons of a reality dating show on VH1.
There was an episode where she made people walk on broken glass to prove that they were interested in her. And my friend showed it to me, and I'm just like laughing through it. And then like there's the first guy, he's like, oh, he's like acting like it's so painful, and everyone's like freaking out. And he's the only one who picked that. It was a challenge. It was either do that or like get a tattoo or something. I don't know. And like he did that, and he's acting like it hurts so bad, and he's like trying to play it up. And then she goes, "Actually, that was fake glass. This is how like sideshow performers, there's something along those lines, like saying this is how people do this fake act." And it's like, "Fuck you, bitch! No, I jump in real glass. I cut my foot open all the time."
Now it's Shaquille O'Neal. I'm pulling up famous people who are
Oh man,
Kyrie Irving, also a
Shaq's
basketball
too good of
star.
a person to be true, I guess.
Well, he's just so tall. I think maybe that's just the rapper
Yeah, he can
Bob.
see further than the rest of us.
Yeah, the rapper Bob. Tila Tequila. George Bernard Shaw. Really? Huh. Interesting. There's a writer. So footballer named Samuel Watkins. Another fucking a ton of basketball players.
Weird.
Literally, it's just like a
Tall
basketball
people
player.
are onto
Basketball
something.
player.
They know something we don't know.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. A cricket player from England, and that's about it. Nothing like I've heard tale of professional wrestler AJ Styles also being one, but nothing is official, so I don't want to say that that's true. But I've heard tale of that. He's all, but also my understanding he's also weird Christian of some ilk. I'm not sure what that means.
Yeah, see, like going back to that, dude, like it's all that, like this weird, like people who take the Bible too literally, but like not all of it, just parts of it. And I don't know why they grasp onto that part, the firmament
Yeah,
and all that, because they talk about the firmament, it's a dome over the earth, which is basically just, the ozone layer, our atmosphere. But they take it as the earth is flat and there's just a dome over it. It's like, the Stephen King book and that in the Simpsons movie.
oh yeah. I think also I think It's Always Sunny does a thing about the turtle as well. If I remember correctly, it's been a minute since I saw that
Have you
episode.
seen the map of the flat Earth? What they believe it looks like?
No. Oh yes, I have, and it's
It's
ridiculous.
basically the NATO like logo. So it's a circle that has like a top view of the globe. So like they took the globe and opened it up, kind of like how you remember like a map in school,
Yeah,
except it's circular. And since it doesn't have Antarctica on it, they're like Antarctica is the edge around it. So a lot of them believe there's a giant ice wall that surrounds our flat Earth. And that's why you're not allowed to go to Antarctica, quote unquote, and why flight paths don't fly over Antarctica and shit like that.
besides the fact is that there's really no reason to go over Antarctica because it's not going to be any quicker flying over
Yeah, it's not going to
anything.
be any
Like,
quicker. It's dangerous. The pole's magnetic shifts are fucking weird on planes. Yeah, like they've
yeah,
tried it before and they stopped doing it.
yeah, because really,
Albert
like,
Admiral Byrd. We can talk about Admiral Byrd sometime. That's the inner Earth. We only talked about him a little bit, but
yeah. But no, it's like people wanted to fly over there. Well, why? Why? Other than just to see see white. Yeah, great. Flying over the Antarctica to see
no,
white.
no, no,
What
no, no.
white?
Once you
Like,
get past the white, it's really green, and there's giant mammoths and like giraffes and stuff.
yeah, that's the Savage Lands. It's X-Men.
Also,
Yeah.
yeah, kind of what I've been looking for. Like, I can't seem to find it. I've seen it a couple times, but this was a long time ago. But basically, like the flat Earth, there's a theory. It's a small theory, so I guess that's why it's so hard to find. But basically, the flat Earth is we're in a pond, and the ice wall, Antarctica, is like a giant plane, and we're just like a puddle in that plane, but there's other puddles. So if you go 1,000 miles that way, there's all of a sudden, there's another puddle, and there's a whole different Earth in there. And that's like the other planet theory, I guess. I really want to find this again. Like I can't find it anywhere. It's wild. I remember seeing this and reading about it, and like all these other little puddles had names and shit. Like, yeah, I can't find it anywhere anymore. It's really weird.
That's a
Maybe it's
lot
being
of pot.
suppressed because it is the truth.
No, it's just a lot of weed.
Yeah, right. Wait, on my part or theirs?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, the what's weird is like the current like other than like how the current flat earthers their current conspiracy on how things look is the fact is that um, there's actually an Antarctic ice wall that actually surrounds the rim, kind of like the Great
Hmm.
Wall from like Game of Thrones. Um,
Yeah.
and NASA is continually adjusting and redoing any imagery to make sure it protects and hides the fact that basically we're trying to keep the White Walkers out. That's the only thing I can think of. But it's one of those things that it's like so like NASA regularly photoshops images to release to prove that that everything's right. That's why sometimes the water looks a little bit different around certain continents is because it's all Photoshop.
Hmm.
Once
Yeah, it's like,
again,
yeah, the same thing with the Hollow Earth too. Like there's the giant hole that's in Antarctica and the North Pole, but they just added snow over it, and they threw in those possible pyramids to throw us off the trail. So we'd like focus on that and not on anything else.
yeah, it's like just like all this sort of stuff like this and talking about people from the QAnon. They give governments they give governments both not enough or too much credit and shit, and like going, well, government's incompetent, yet it's hiding shit, which is
Yeah. The government's hiding something from us. Better go to YouTube.
yeah. Yeah, YouTube, because that's a want of factual only factual information.
Yeah,
Speaking of
that's the truth right there.
someone who spends a lot of time on YouTube because of the other shows I do, I search YouTube a lot and find the ridiculous. But I find the ridiculous shit out of it. That's the fun stuff too. Um,
Yeah. Like one of the things I always wonder is like, okay, like let's say the earth is flat. Like what then? Like why would the government and why would the world try to hide from why would the world governments or religions or whatever, whoever's hiding this truth from us, why does it matter? Like
it's all
why
about
be like, oh
control,
shit, the
man.
earth's not flat.
It,
It's totally a globe. Yeah, guys, gotcha.
It's all about control, man. So that way, it can keep you in place where you're at, man. That's what it is. It's about keeping you in your place. So you can't be free. You can't go out there. You can't. You can't keep doing this stuff or something. I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
get it.
like dude, I don't know. Like I mean, I get high all the time and fuck, I like science.
It's I don't know. It's just
One of the flat earth documentaries I watched, they were like, it was they were trying to it was supposed to be a documentary about like flat earthers improving flat earth, but like all it was just like a comedy of errors. We're like, all right, we're gonna try this experiment and this is gonna prove that the earth is flat. Because if we can shine this high powered laser across this lake and hit the same spot and it's level, then that means it's flat because the curve should be right here. Then like the laser isn't high powered enough and just comes out as like too big on the like on the white screen that they're using on the other side of the lake. And it's just, yeah, they can't prove shit. They start talking to like scientists and astronauts, and the astronauts are like, or not astronauts, but like, space scientists. I can't even think of what they are. Astronomers, maybe. Who knows? But yeah, like they just disprove themselves the entire time, and it's fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah, there's a couple of times I've seen that happen. And as an aside, as we're talking about space stuff, because there's this project which is more about space, but if it works, it's called Dear Moon. It's through SpaceX, where basically it's this Japanese artist, bought like 10 seats on one of the first trips with their commercial lining for SpaceX. And basically, he's doing applications for people like artists. He wants artists to go up there, like whether you're a dancer or a painter or something like that, to go up there and just trying to the thing is, how are you going to use your art in space, and what are you going to gain from it, and what's the point is. I submitted
I
because
want to juggle in space.
I was gonna go. I'm gonna. So if I get in, like, believe me, I'm gonna talk to every magician friend I know to figure out really cool like magic tricks in space. Because it's a whole different like medium to kind of like throwing cards in the air that float around and do that. Is this your card? Just like grab it random, that sort of stuff. It's like things like that. I was going. Believe me, that's what I had. Right. I mean, there's like 5 steps from it. And I'm like in the middle of the second one, so the likelihood of me going in is very small. But if I get in, I can see for a fact that the Earth is fucking round.
Mm-hmm.
And
Unless Elon Musk pays you to say it's round.
Then you're going to notice I have a much better car. And then if that's the case, then you know that it's true.
Your background's all of a sudden going to turn to a gold mansion, and you're like, yes, the Earth is round.
Just saying, people, right now, it's like my life suddenly changes for that much of an upswing. I'm not saying, because I don't want to, abuse any future NDAs, but here's more weird conspiracy shit just to throw at people.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, now I'm gonna have to get like my blur green screen out and start like green screening weird shit behind me that looks really, really nice. No, everything's fine. Oh, that? No, I won that in a contest. My great aunt Tessie left that to me. Yes. But no, the Dear Moon thing, I thought it was really cool. So I figured I went, all right, cool, I'll try it. Like, so go, all right, cool, I do sideshow shit in magic, and that's something weird that probably don't have a lot of people like putting in for. So I figured it might put me at least in the middle of the list.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm right here in Austin. It's gonna launch out of here anyway, so
yeah, why not? I might as well sign up for it too.
I can't. It's already closed. I'm sorry.
Huh?
No, yeah,
That's
they already
bullshit.
closed. They already closed the initial thing. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, then I'm just going to call Elon Musk personally because we're good
Sure.
friends.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, he
I'm
lives.
also a liar.
Yeah, he also doesn't live that far. I mean, I live here in Austin, Texas. He lives here with Grimes. Of course, so does Joe Rogan. A lot of weird people have moved to Austin in the past year. But yeah. Anyway, let's talk
I
more.
want to go to NASA with Elon Musk.
Oh yeah.
Like the Johnson Space Center, just like go in there and like go check it out.
Bullshit. Let's get high. That's really what. That's what I imagine. What's weird? Back to the weird people like that. So a few years ago in the Salton Sea, which is like Southern California area. It's actually technically it's more the Baja area. There are actually organizations like skeptical of fringe beliefs, like say the flat Earth. They like to perform tests to demonstrate the curvature of the Earth, and so they conducted some back in June 10th, 2018, that was also attended by supporters of the flat earthers. So this encounter between the two groups was actually recorded by National Geographic Explorer, and I believe I've seen this video, where the experiment successfully demonstrated the curvature of the Earth by the disappearance over distance of boat-based and shore-based targets. So as you keep going farther away, just watch it going down the horizon. Sights.
Yeah, I was actually about to read one about that too. So if the Earth were flat, then someone in New York and someone in Los Angeles would see the sun rise and set exactly the same time as one another. But in practice, the only difference is approximately 3 hours. Not only that, but at every point in between, the sun rises / sets at a different time, something that could not happen if the Earth were flat. The fact that it can be evening in New York and late afternoon in Los Angeles, or morning in New York while it's still before dawn in Los Angeles, is something the flat Earth can't account for.
Yeah, it's just, of course, the biggest idiot still, I think, has been Mad Mike Hughes. Back,
And those were a couple of those were from Forbes magazine.
yeah, Forbes, which is legit.
So
So yeah, so yeah, Mad Mike Hughes, like back in the halcyon days of pre-COVID, when we heard about it, but we didn't believe it existed yet in February of last year. Um, Mad Mike Hughes actually built a steam-powered rocket in Barstow, California. Um, and so he built the rocket because he wanted to prove, that the Earth is flat.
mm-hmm.
And in fact, there was a TV series called Homemade Astronauts that was also filming this with him because he was making a rocket. So they were filming this.
I pulled this up too. Yeah, like I've heard so much about Mad Mike. This is like such a great story.
So with the help of his partner Waldo Stakes, which is such a ridiculous name too, um, Mad Mike was trying to reach the altitude of 5,000 feet with his steam-powered rockets. Let me
Yeah,
emphasize this
he
again.
like this that's the part that kind of pisses me off. I forgot what he was initially, but like it wasn't a physicist, scientist, anything. He was
No,
like,
it was just some
like,
dude.
yeah, he was some dude. He was like, he worked at like a bank or something mundane like that, and just like decided, I'm going to build a rocket, and
I
did
want to
it. And
prove
it
that
was
the
like,
Earth is
if
flat.
you have this kind of like ingenuity and like this kind of like these kind of engineering skills, why are you a flat earther trying to prove the Earth is flat? Like, also, did he
Uh,
not think to just put a camera on it and not go up himself?
well, the fact is, also once again, I have to stress that it is a steam-powered rocket.
So
Regard,
he was a steampunk. Don't leave him alone,
needless to say, everybody, he died. Rocket went up just so far, then went right back down because the steam-powered rocket ain't meant for this shit. And went down and like pronounced dead. But was it like this guy was kind of weird though? Like the other thing weird about this guy is the fact is that he had a Guinness Book World Record. Back in 2002, he actually had the longest limousine jump, where he basically took a Lincoln Stretch limo and did a jump of 103 feet. So
Yeah, he was a
I guess he
daredevil.
thought, yeah. So it basically says, oh, I can do that. Obviously, I can make a rocket that will prove, go up to go up 5,000 feet, so that way I can prove that the Earth is flat. Nope. He got about 1,800 feet before it just went bad because
Yeah, and
steam
if
powered rocket.
yeah, for those of you out there, there is video on
Yes,
YouTube.
there is. I thought about like doing stuff like that, but no, it's you gotta watch it. It's crazy. But it's like another one of those things. I go here, like everybody, like all these flat earthers keep trying to prove the Earth is flat to only prove that it's not, or they are idiots who do things like this. And here we're at.
Yeah, no, like there was this thing that people like they were trying to ask pilots, like, so if the Earth is round, is how come your altitude never changed, or you have to change your altitude, or you don't have to change your altitude constantly if you're flying over a round Earth? And it's like, what are you trying to say? Like, basically, they're saying like if it's a round Earth, you're going to have to keep adjusting your altitude because you're going to go at an angle and go, oops, oops, oops. Yeah, you're going to have to like keep, because they think you just fly in like a straight line. And if you've never even played like a flight simulator game, like I guess you don't know that your altitude constantly changes anyway. Like,
Or psst, Gravity.
Yeah, that weird concept of gravity. Also, fun fact, they don't know how gravity works. They can't really prove gravity, and that's one of the things they latch onto. Well, gravity, gravity's a theory. It's not a fact.
No, it's people have a misunderstanding what the word theory means is the problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's really it's like evolution. It's like evolutionary
One,
theory is another one of those things, but it's like they just don't have an understanding what the word theory means.
mm-hmm. Yeah, but like, God, there was somebody, like, I saw a video. It was like, if the Earth has its own gravity because it's so big, how come I'm not being pulled towards this mountain right now? And turns his phone towards like whatever, like Mount St. Helens or whatever mountain he's standing next to is a big ass mountain. He's like, if gravity is true, everything around here should be pulled to that mountain because it's a large object. And it's like, no, that's what.
That's not where the
And he was
gravity
so
comes from.
serious and so just adamant about letting people know that mountains should have their own gravity for some reason. I never got that dude's name. God, I wish I could find that.
It's just as fair. He doesn't need to have his name remembered.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to. It just like the whole thing, the idea as far as, and really what it comes down to is a lot of this stuff like where there's these weird conspiracy theories is they all have the same thing in common is for some reason people have a lack of trust in whatever it is.
Yeah.
Either they got turned down or either they either dealt with the exception that proves the rule when it comes to this sort of stuff, or they've just been told that, well, this is how it is, cause
They forgot
and
middle school fucking science. Like
Dude.
This right here, like just something I scrolled through and found. It's on a website called Physics World. And fun fact, like, I sucked at math, like in school, like algebra garbage. Fucking, like, I hated any kind of algebra. I was really good at geometry, and I excelled at physics. I thought I'd be really good at chemistry because it was integrated in my school. I failed chemistry horribly, but physics, I did great. But what I found here, like, one manifestation of the Earth being spherical is that low pressure weather systems rotate anti-clockwise in the northern hemisphere due to the Coriolis effect. And yeah, that was something we learned in like middle school. It's because of the low pressure and the Earth's atmosphere and it being round and it makes it curl. And yeah, it makes sense to me. I'm not going to get into all that. I don't feel like reading like the whole fucking thing.
It's just.
But yeah, like, what would like air on a flat Earth look like? It would just be lines.
Yeah.
Well, unless the air is blowing like in a spiral around the firmament. Oh man, just crack part of the code.
Yeah, that's exactly what.
And they just got like they've got like those when you go into a warehouse and they got the big box fans, they got a couple of those just like pointing around, and that's what causes it. That's why you're not allowed to go to Antarctica, because there's box fans everywhere. Also, the flat earthers are planning on going to Antarctica and trekking all the way across it to prove a point.
That they're going to die in the cold?
No. They're not. I think the point they're trying to prove is they're not going to let them because they'll find out the truth when, yes, the actual truth is you're going to die. It's fucking Antarctica. There's like never been more than what? It's a really 150 people at a time on Antarctica. I think it's less than that, actually. That seems really generous. But it's just like a bunch of penguins and some scientists. That's all that's there.
Yeah, and then was it, I don't know, like 5 or 6 years ago, Metallica, they set up some weird like stage, and so Metallica, that way they can say they're the only band that's played on all the continents. So they had these weird like superheated stage bubble stages that they played in Antarctica.
I vaguely remember that.
But just like in front of fucking penguins. I mean, really, because there's nobody there. Because
yeah.
But it's like, but the fact is, you can say, but I thought, like, well, dude, once.
Yeah, I think like at least every I wouldn't say every country. No, that's not. It'd be impossible every country, but like a lot of the the major powers have some kind of scientific study
Oh yeah, it's like
there.
the moon. They like no Antarctica cannot. There's actually something treaty saying that no nation can claim Antarctica as
Hmm.
one of their lands. But yeah, I mean, but they do kind of. But they are. But all nations are allowed certain aspects that isn't really that's theirs, but not really theirs. But it's going all right, cool. You're going to be this jet of rock is that's where the Americans live, and the Russians live over there. And just we just
Yeah,
scientists
and
because
they're
it's one of
just
those people.
scientists. I'm sure they're communicating with each other, sharing data
Oh,
and everything.
they're probably doing it all the time because after a while, I mean, like you just like you and like six other guys, your friends, you go, well, gee, I mean, I like you and all, but it's like
Yeah, and
it's
then
been like
it
five
wasn't
months.
in
It's just been us.
Antarctica, but it isn't in Antarctica, but like all the elements are there. The alien crash landings and the tanks and the pyramids and the Nazi bases and the inner Earth. Like it's gonna be the movie The Thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's as long just we just gotta make sure you get a new is it Norwegian,
It was the
Swedish?
Norwegian.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah,
Norwegian.
it was Swedish. Yeah, it was Swedish.
As long as you know Swedish, you'll know what's going to happen like right off the bat because they tell you they tell you at the front.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite
Spoiler
facts
alert:
about that movie. He just tells you the plot of the movie
the
in
dog's not a
Swedish, and
dog.
then they kill him.
Yeah, the dog's not a dog. Spoiler alert from a movie from 1983 or one.
Actually, one
Yeah,
of my
82.
favorite movies too.
It's a great film. John Carpenter. I love John Carpenter in general.
Yeah,
So
John Carpenter is great. It's nothing but practical effects. There's no CGI anything, and it
well,
looks
that
great.
time period there really was that really wasn't a thing. Like like we didn't get CGI didn't become a thing until like started in the mid '80s. But like
Mm.
almost everything was practical effects or some weird or camera like well camera tricks always existed. But,
Well, camera tricks are still practical effects because they're not using CGI.
sure,
They're not
yeah,
using
nothing was
computer generated images.
correct. Yeah, the first yeah that did not occur at that point in time yet. Correct.
Hmm. Yeah, and now directors just use CGI to make up close robots so you can see the gears move in them instead of the actual fight that you want to see.
True.
And
Transform.
explosions. I miss practical explosions.
Yeah, well, that's fair, and a lot of that comes well, also the fact that's what insurance is probably much better for insurance for the companies though. So because fire insurance is expensive.
No, I miss them making miniatures of things to explode.
It'll occasionally pop up. I've noticed like some movies, like some people are really big on it. Like people like Christopher Nolan's one of my favorite directors, and he does not like CGI effects. If he can avoid it, he will do everything he can to have practical effects. And like
Hmm.
watching those movies, man, like they like afterwards explain how it works. You go, oh wow, that's crazy. Like, um, yeah, check out his stuff, man. Like, the Tenet is out now. Like, you can get on stuff, and I really dug the shit out of that movie. So
I've heard
anyways,
mixed reviews, and I don't. It's from what I've heard, it's not. It doesn't seem like my style of movie, but I will give it a try
it's
eventually.
yeah, but it's one of those movies you're gonna watch twice. You have to watch it. It's like it like literally, and that's the only way I
Yeah,
can
it's
explain it to
like
you.
watching like Memento or 12 Monkeys, or it's one of those movies. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those sort of movies. But like, there's a big reason why is because when you watch it, you go, "Well, I have to watch it twice just so that way you get really like there's another side of the story that you don't realize is going on until you watch it and you go,
Well, I mean, like
oh,
I also thought like, man, I should watch Inception twice, and then I did, and I'm like, this movie's stupider the second time.
I love Inside, but I love Inception. But that's just me.
I loved it the first time, and just like I don't know, like I guess I just got bored the second time because
Well,
I don't know. It's something about that
it
movie.
was
It's a
enough.
good
Yeah,
movie, but like I don't know. I was bored the second time. I was like, I didn't need to watch this a second time. Like I
it's
got it the first
yeah.
time.
Yeah, well, like what's really cool is like that hallway scene with Joseph Gordon-Levitt as they're like fighting like all around the walls and ceiling and stuff
Oh
like that.
yeah, yeah, like yeah, the dream sequences are super cool, but like the
That's
plot line,
practical
people
effects.
talk about how crazy the plot line is, and I'm like, no, it's pretty easy to follow.
No, it's like it's not it doesn't get as heady as like things like yeah like the Tenet's a little bit more heady as is
Yeah,
the
yeah,
one
it's
with
it's
Matthew
not like
McConaughey.
Memento where you're just like, wait, back forth, yeah.
Which, yeah, Memento is like I actually watched a cut of it where it's told straightforward, and it's all right. So, like, really, what makes it good is the story is told. So yeah, as we detract and go into things like we like to do, yeah, Christopher Nolan, one of my favorite directors, I really dig a lot. So yeah, Tenet, I enjoyed. I can't watch it again. I can't wait to watch it again. And stars uh, like Denzel Washington's kid, who's like an adult actor now, and he's like really good. He's actually in Ballers, the Dwayne Johnson TV series, and then has Robert Pattinson, who of Twilight fame, who like is actually a really really good actor. I've seen him in other stuff since then, like The Lighthouse. Watch that, guys. That's some crazy shit. And he's going to be the new Batman in the next Batman movie called The Batman, which looks really good too. All right. I think we've pretty much decided that flat earthers are idiots, um,
Yeah.
and they need to share their drugs.
Yeah. Especially the rapper Bob, B.O.B.
Oh yeah,
He was very adamant about it for a while, and weird that nobody listens to him anymore.
yeah. He actually like he dropped that record that came like right before he said all this stuff. I think there's even a song in that thing called Flatlines or something, and like and but no, it's one of those. Yeah, he's pretty much gone. I mean, Shaq is still around just because it's fucking Shaq. But
Yeah, Shaq has enough money to say whatever the fuck he wants.
that's the other thing.
Shaq is good enough at basketball to say whatever he wants.
Well, he was, or he's just goofy enough. He'll just go, oh, "I'm just playing," and everybody goes, "Yeah, we knew you were gonna say you were playing, Shaq, of course, because it's Shaq." But like, there's like another like 6 or 7 like major basketball players are all believed to, like Kyrie Irving and stuff like this, like, for people who are into basketball, stuff like that, and then like and then like a cricket player, and then like Tila Tequila. Those are the famous, super famous people. I know there's others, but like the list I saw wasn't as big as the number. I know there's other names, and just for some reason they've already like distanced themselves for that shit, and so now it doesn't pop up in social media, like the social engineering stuff, or it's never official. Like these other people were officially said this like live on stuff where you hear them like Shaq going, "Yeah, I think the Earth is flat," and like that sort of nonsense. But but no, there's some reach. As I said, like
Yeah.
I've heard tales of like a professional wrestler AJ Styles, but it's that whole I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Aristotle was one of the ones who came up like with the started proposing this the round earth, but I just came across this diagram and this is fucking great. Uh this is why they believe the earth can't be round, because the water will fall off of it.
fucking idiots.
Or have you
See,
seen the tennis ball theory? Why
oh
they
yeah.
can't, like, you get a tennis ball wet and then you throw it in the air and spin it in your hand and all the water flies off of it. Yeah.
I still go in the
Yeah.
adage
I
like
mean, fuck, tennis balls proved it for me.
yeah.
How would you
Here's the
feel
thing.
about, like, that's your whole reasoning for believing the earth is flat is because of a wet tennis ball?
But I would also argue the fact is, I go, hey, do you have a cat? You know what cats like to do? Knock shit off sides of things. If we were flat, no, we would have nothing. Because cats are just off the side of the fucking planet.
Yeah, cats would have knocked every monument off the earth already.
Yep. So there we go.
Yeah, go to a national monument. You'll see a cat there tapping at it, I swear. No
Yeah,
matter
they
where you go,
probably
cats
would.
are there tapping on it, trying to get it off.
No, it's one of those weird. I go, I would not. That wouldn't surprise me. So yeah, I think we got that debunked.
Yeah,
this is a weird
what
one.
if the Earth's natural defense is being round because of cats?
Ooh, so the Earth is actively fighting cats.
Yep. And we just keep them as pets now. Earth hates us. This is why like everything's going to hell, because Earth hates us.
I don't have a
We
cat, so it should love me.
nope, nope. No, you've pet a cat before. You're part of the
I
problem.
No, I did have cats before. I did have a cat. It was a big orange tabby, like 30-pound orange tabby. Uh, and we called Nietzsche after the philosopher. And the joke was is that he ate God. Um, so because that's how he acted a lot too. He was really full of him. Like he was like a cat's full of himself, of course. But yeah, it's like he was also like when I got him like as a rescue, and he was declawed when I got him,
Mm.
and it's like I get home from like work and stuff like that. He'd be right there at the like my counter, like when I walk in, and so I'd have to pet him. Then that's how it worked. If I did not pet him, he would run up, he would jump up, wrap his front paws around my leg, bite the shit out of me, take off, come back about 3 or 4 minutes later, going, "You ready to pet me now?"
No, I one of my cats, Ula, our kitten, she has a thing about we keep her food separate. She's still on kitten food. We're trying to wean her off of it, but if I don't pet her, if she jumps up on her chair and I don't pet her to give her approval to eat, she won't eat.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
she only
So
hopes
flat
I
Earth
don't smack
cats,
him.
Egypt. We're going right back to Egypt. It's all Egypt's fault.
It's all
Egypt
Egypt's
thought
fault.
Egypt thought the Earth was a square. So fuck, man, flat Earth.
I think we nailed it. There we go. There we go, science. We
Thanks,
cured it right
science.
here. Gaffing the truth.
We approve
Anybody watches?
science. Science
Yeah.
can be believed now because we approve it.
All right. So let's get plugs out of the way. Do you got anything to plug?
I've got nothing, man. I've got the show next Saturday, and then I've got Gaffing the Truth next Friday. So
Well,
yeah.
next week. Next week.
Wait, or
We're
next
gonna.
Monday. Whoa, what am I saying?
Well, like
Weird.
we
I don't
were
know why I fucked
discussing.
that up.
Yeah. So yeah, we were discussing the fact that some stuff may change up, but just keep tuning into our social media, and you know when the show's going to be.
Hmm.
What what Scabs will have this Saturday once he has that figured out. So for myself, Wednesday I've got the Devil's Hour, my weekly variety show where I showcase the weird and wild of the internet. This time I'm going north of the border, and I'm actually showcasing 3 acts that all come from Canada. I've
Ooh.
got this,
Wait, no.
yeah,
Hey.
hey, this really cool kind of pop punk band by the name of Doghouse Rose. Roxy Cage, who's been on the show before, plus she
Hell
was
yeah.
on the last Give a Hoot, an amazing performer, and this really cool band called Blood Opera.
Ooh.
That yeah, they have a song. It's called that I'm bringing on the show, which is very Hellraisery. So it's a lot of fun. And then this weekend on Saturday, I'll be talking with Peter Etchko of Petchko's American Dime Museum. So it's gonna be a lot
Hell
of
yeah.
fun. And then rumor has it, and this is all rumor, like because I just got stuff earlier today about some stuff, but for the channel here on Cabin Fever live stream, it's been a year, babies. So it's looking to keep an eye out for some weird kind of year in review sort of thing from Cabin Fever proper. And then some show times are going to be changing for everybody just because it's a new year. And plus, with things opening up,
Hmm.
we want to be able to do shit too. So
Yeah.
we're still going to do this shit. Don't get me wrong. We're still going to be doing this, but it may or may not be right now. And like that includes things like our talk shows or anything else. We may move our stuff towards the middle of the week so that way we can enjoy our weekends. And
Hmm.
the people we might try to get on the shows we can't
Yeah.
get
I
because
mean,
people
I've
are
I've
actually
got my
working.
first round of the
So
vaccination. So do you. We want to go hang out now.
that's right. And then yeah, so we're going to talk because I know there's another thing going on live for down that way too. So I want to talk about you after the show. So, anyways, you guys, we're gonna end a little early today because we can, because we got lives. I just got home from work. I haven't eaten yet, so
Yeah, no
dog needs
shit. Yeah,
walking.
you sent me the link like all late and everything, and I was like, I was even thinking that I'm like, I haven't heard from Jeff in a while, and then
Yeah, I
and then
haven't
you're like,
worked, so
I just
yeah.
got home from work. I'll have it up in a minute. Like I wasn't rushing you. We could start late. It's all good.
No, it's a time. So that's the other reason. We'll probably end up changing the time for this show, so we don't have to sweat it. Anyways, everybody, be safe, be cool, be groovy. We'll see you guys soon. And as always, keep drinking, everybody. See you later.